Hey everyone, this podcast is part of Story Mode, the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. You can support us and gain access to other great exclusive podcasts at patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds. All right.
All right. Hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
My name is David Bell.
My name is Tom Ryman.
And we just watched Mulan, the $30 edition.
Yeah, we sure did.
By edict of His Imperial Majesty, every family must contribute one man to fight.
Have you no son?
I am blessed with 2 daughters. I will fight.
We must be strong. This time it will not return. Loyal, brave, and true. It is my duty to protect my family.
Well, I want to start. I wouldn't mind talking about that because you had the same situation as me.
Yeah.
You can't. I get on my PlayStation. I open the Disney Plus app, and you can't buy it there.
No, you can't actually buy it within the app. You have to go to the Disney Plus website.
Yeah, which I don't know. If I was casually, if I wasn't doing this for a podcast, that would probably be enough for me to not watch it.
Maybe, yeah.
But I was like, $30, and I have to go on your webpage? Never mind. If I had kids, screeching kids, I'd be like, you know what? Let's just watch the cartoon Mulan.
Yeah.
And just put that on. So, I don't know. That seems like an oversight, but...
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's just, some kind of limitation.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. You should be able to... Because, I don't know. I can go into any... Amazon on any of my various devices and rent and buy movies easily.
Right. I guess they just don't have a way to do the additional rentals.
Right.
It apparently wasn't worked in. So yeah, this came out. This is that $30 movie. It's the live action remake of Disney's Mulan. It's got about an 80% with critics, and I got to point out it's got a 50% with audience.
There is
right now reviews.
Yeah, there is a boycott.
That is true.
Movement.
This has a political.
There's a political aspect to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't look into it. Maybe I should have, because maybe it was irresponsible to buy this movie because of that. But I don't know the details.
I think I don't want to talk out of my ass about it.
Yeah, that's sort of my situation too.
All right, let me see. I think it's because it's the pro-democracy people in China.
Ah.
And the actress came out in support of the Hong Kong police against the demonstrators.
Oh, that's not a great decision.
No. So that was I remember that being a controversy when the movie was originally supposed to release earlier this year, and now it's just resurfacing. So I think that may be an element.
Right. Well, that aside, what did you think of Mulan?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
All right. So, disclaimer. I don't know. I don't remember the original Disney.
I do.
Cartoon.
I do.
Okay. A lot of the reviews I was looking at on Rotten Tomatoes, a lot of it is people they don't have the songs, and where's Eddie Murphy, and it's not the thing I like. Which I feel like with the Disney stuff, there's so many layers.
Yes.
The first layer being they just shouldn't make them.
Mm-hmm. The remakes,
the remix. They've been very irritating. But when they do, or if they do, I'm all for them not making it like the original, because that at least is something different.
Right.
And I don't understand reviews there. It's why isn't it just a shot-for-shot remake?
It's the same reason. It's the same reason why the last year's Lion King remake made $1 billion is because
exactly.
People by and large are stupid.
Yeah, or at least the people watching and loving these.
Coming down hard on it.
On people.
Yeah, on people in general.
Yeah, that Lion King movie is definitely worse than this.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like the Lion King remake is like the most soulless, cynical thing I've ever seen. It is verbatim the original movie.
That said, I think I had this comment on Aladdin too. I forget which other one, or maybe it was Beauty and the Beast. This is longer than the cartoon?
They all are,
and yet it feels like there's less in it. Does that make sense? I guess what I mean is that I think what it is that they add action, lots of action, and it's good action. But, and again, this is coming from not remembering too much of the original cartoon.
Yeah.
I felt like there wasn't that much time spent on the character. And the one thing I knew about her, which is that she was a woman pretending to be a man, I thought that was going to be... It felt like an afterthought, because it was... I don't know. It felt like everybody was just like, oh, okay, you're a woman. You're awesome, because she is. Mm-hmm. And they did the thing that, like, you should... I guess, like, they didn't spend much time on that conflict. It didn't feel like...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it happens extremely quickly in the animated version as well.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah, all of the same things happen.
Okay.
Like that's in the same order. Like they delete the Eddie Murphy character and the musical numbers, and they add some characters. Like Gong Li's character is not in the animated version.
And some fighting.
But like
I like that her finisher, she kicks pointy things into things.
She does, yeah. That's like her move. That's her limit break.
She's good at it. She's very good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So they added which character?
Gong Li, the witch.
Okay. I have a question about that. Mm-hmm. So this is I'm glad she was added because I don't remember her in the
because she's not.
Yeah. Does that mean that Mulan is also a witch?
Yes.
Okay.
I think. Like, they talk about them using their chi, and it's like magic.
Right, because there's an added thing to this. She's not a woman who's badass. She has magic powers.
Well, it's like she doesn't ever throw fireballs or anything. It's just like her.
But there's magic in this.
There is magic in this, yes.
And she is magic. Like, I guess I'm wondering, like, is the implication that if a woman is a warrior, she's a witch?
I don't know.
Because the only women who are warriors, like, it's weird because I would be concerned if they're all witches. Mm-hmm. Like, that would be concerning.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at a woman who's a warrior, but if they all have, like, dark powers, mm-hmm. I'd be a little concerned, at least a little bit.
Well, the extent of her power seems to be just doing badass flips and stuff.
Right, but she keeps saying, like, you're going to get more powerful. So at some point, is she going to turn into birds?
I hope so. Is she going to just turn into millions of bats?
Yeah. I mean, I hope so, too.
And harass people? Like, that's honestly, that's something that I would look forward to.
Yeah.
If it was like, one day, you're going to turn into millions of bats. I'd be like, sweet.
Yeah, sweet.
When do we get to that day?
I did like that character, the witch. It just made me confused about the nature of Mulan's powers, and that it was like I thought Mulan wasn't they show her training and stuff. She's not a Mary Sue or whatever, but she still does have like this natural talent, like as a child. Mm-hmm. So she's magical. She's an X-Men. She's a mutant.
If that helps you.
Okay. Well, what else is she?
I don't know. Like they are very not specific about it.
The powers is weird.
Yeah, the powers were a little weird. It was like, okay, like good.
I wasn't sure about that.
Yeah, it was a strange thing to include. Like not the witch character and the concept of magic, but like they make a minor deal out of like Mulan. It's like, oh, I shouldn't reveal too much of my chi. And then Donnie Yen calls her into his tent and he's like, your chi is amazing. Why are you suppressing it? And then like the chi being
fucking Donnie Yen
related to like sorcery somehow. They don't ever really explain what that is. So that's a little strange.
Yeah, and the whole movie could have existed without it. Like the witch
we didn't need the explanation.
I liked the idea of this woman who was an outcast because she was a warrior, and she's like, there's no place for us, and Mulan almost proves to her, like, yes, there is. I like that idea. The magic is just so weird on top of it. Because I think if it was just she's a good soldier, and then she's a woman, and they've built a relationship with this person that they're like, you know what? We don't care. You've proven to us just from us knowing you and you saving our asses on the battlefield. But, like, of course they're going to accept her. She has magic kick powers. Like, yeah, you say yes every time. Because it's like, oh, we got a witch too. They have a witch, so now we have a witch. Making her ultra powerful, it's like a no-brainer. Of course you got to make her a general. Because she's a witch.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
I still like the movie.
Yeah, that was I just don't. That element is strange.
I think it muddles it. I think the element muddles the moral.
It does, yeah.
It makes it like, everybody has to be a little more nonchalant about magic powers in this, because they're like, oh my god, she's a woman, and I'm like, but she's also magic. Isn't that a bigger thing to talk about? Shouldn't we all be talking about all the magic? But I guess it's just like a thing in this world.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know.
Yeah. Should we go through the plot? I mean, why are we doing this?
I figured, obviously it's the biggest release out this weekend. But also, on the other hand, not a whole lot of people are like super excited to throw down $30.
Yes.
So I figured it would be a good one to talk about, because you can't really spoil it, because outside of like the addition of this witch character, it's the same story as the one that came out 22 years ago or however long ago it was.
I do think people are listening like, fucking witch? What? Like, we're like, other than the witch and the magic, it's the same story.
It is. All the same shit happens. Like her dad is called upon to help fight the invaders from the north. And he's old and shit. So, like, he's probably going to die. So she steals his armor and goes off to join the war, pretending to be his son. And she trains. She forms bonds with the people in the army. They successfully, essentially, defeat all of, what was his name? Bori Khan? The bad guy.
The bad guy.
They essentially defeat all of Jason Scott Lee's forces, but learn it was and she reveals herself to be a woman in the process. And even though she saved their asses, Donnie Yen expels her from the army. But then she learns that the attacks that Khan's men have been making were really just to draw the army away from the imperial city.
In the original cartoon, how does she learn this? Because the witch just tells her in this version.
Yeah.
How does she learn in the cartoon?
I forget.
Okay.
As initially, I don't think it was a distraction in the cartoon. Like, he gets buried in the avalanche, but survives and then moves on to the Imperial City. He's by himself. Like, he doesn't have any men with him, I don't think, at that point. But in this movie, it is it's a diversion. So she comes back and tells them, and it's like, there's no time to get the army there, so we have to go to the city to protect the emperor. They do that. She beats Khan, saves the emperor. He offers her a position in his guard, and she turns it down because she's like, I have to go home and make amends with my family because it was kind of fucked up what I did. In terms of sneaking off and risking their dishonor and disgrace. So
I was scared they were going to leave it at that. But no, well, that's it. But then he sends a sword and he's like, no, but really.
But really, you gotta be really come army. Back and join my guard. Magic. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think she does. They don't show her say yes. But
it's that's the implication.
It's implied.
Yeah.
Because that really bummed me out that she said no, and then like, yeah, I'm glad they were like, no, but you do have to do this. And it's like, okay, good.
Yeah. No, but please come back.
Yeah.
And that's essentially that's all the beats from the original animated movie. So there's nothing. Again, they add a witch character,
Yeah, I suspect the comedy is coming from different places. The comedy's all right. It like the spider thing was cute, where she's got the spider and she puts the pot over it.
Yeah,
there's like little bits of comedy, but it's not. It's not as.
It is almost. They stripped a lot of that stuff out, and it's really just like an action adventure movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
They really just focus on that and the drama of it, which is enjoyable.
Yeah.
I mean, I know fans of the original, some fans might be upset that there's no songs and there's no Mushu, but it's like, well, you have that version. Just watch that one.
Here's what I was hoping, to be honest. Again, from what you it sounds like they just did the cartoon, but live action. They just did a remake, it sounds like, but they stripped the songs.
They stripped the songs and the comedy, and they added more context for it in certain areas.
I can see how that would piss fans off. The same way watching, Beauty and the Beast or The Lion King, or like the Dumbo movie, where it was like, why are we doing this? Like that movie was okay. Yeah, they're all okay.
Well, I think Beauty and the Beast and Lion King are aggressively bad. But,
yeah, that's true. That's true. They're all. They're all at best okay. Although Aladdin was very fun. Although again, I haven't thought about it or watched it since I first saw it, because again, even if it's good, it does feel like if they're just doing the same plot, which this apparently is, then why not just watch the Disney one?
I don't know. I think it's a cool idea to take that story.
I think they could have deviated from the plot even more, is I guess what I'm saying. That was my hope for this one. Mm-hmm. Is that like, oh, it sounds like they're doing like a gritty, different Mulan. Why not make the plot way different, Mm-hmm. I just think they could have done more. That's all.
Yeah, I like that they give more context to the bad guy in this movie.
Yeah.
Because it is weird to be, rooting for an empire. And it's just like, so they do like the bad guys, like his father was like killed by the emperor when they were conquered by the Chinese. Right. So it's like, I mean, like, it's like his...
Right, it's like, well, shit, Mulan, you should join them.
Right, like, his cause isn't, like, unjust or anything. You guys killed his dad and kicked him out of his land.
Instead, he gets an arrow kicked into his heart. She kicks the arrow at him.
She kicks the arrow into his heart.
I thought they were going to do a Disney death, which is it falls to his death. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, no, he's still alive, so she kicks an arrow into his heart. Mm-hmm. She kills a lot of people.
All of them do.
Yeah. This is the other weird aspect to Mulan, and this probably is in the original as well, is that it's weird that the aspiration is to go to war and kill people. Mm-hmm. The goal is, I want to kill people for my country.
Yeah.
It's the tale that they're telling. Like, that's the story, but it's just very... It's like it's weird to watch. It's weird to watch her like stab people on the battlefield, and it's supposed to be like, "Yay, she did it!"
Yeah,
it's like, this is weird.
Yeah, I know, but I mean that's like countless. That's like millions of movies.
Of course, I think this movie specifically says though she doesn't know the hell that is war. They keep saying stuff like that, and then war seems pretty easy. Like the war goes okay. Again, because it's a children's movie, so they can't show someone pushing their guts back into their bodies. But
but there are some shocking moments of violence.
Yeah, it's violent.
Like when her fellow soldiers start to get cannonballed apart.
That was fun.
Yeah,
and then she saves them with an avalanche.
She does, yeah, and that's what happens in the animated movie too.
I think this is skating. It's on a very fine line between we're trying to be more realistic, and also we're trying to be for kids, and it's a hard line to walk. And I think the movie did a pretty good job at it.
Yeah, I agree, because it doesn't do anything that's like overtly like, there's no real wacky sidekick. She has a group of friends that are kind of like funny, but like none of them's
they're just funny guys,
right? Like there's not like they're not comedically inept or anything,
like, when she thwarts that army, she does it by stacking a bunch of armor to look like other people. Mm-hmm. And that's a cartoony thing to do.
Yeah.
But or like when she's a kid and she gets on the roof to chase the chicken.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still saying that the movie, I think, balanced it well.
Right. Because
it's tough. It's a tough thing to do.
I think you just have to, like, this. It doesn't. I think people, when they make movies that are intended for children, a common mistake is to try to dumb things down.
For sure.
And you don't really need to. It's just like, no, you just tell a story that has themes that are pretty recognizable that the kids understand. Like, kids understand wanting to defend your family, and kids understand,
But do you think it's irresponsible, and not just this movie, any movie, specific to kids, to be in support of joining the army and doing war? Because that's what it's about. It's about someone. The thing we want for Mulan is for her to join the army and to go through this boot camp and to fight in wars.
Well, the thing we want for Mulan is to be able to pursue what she wants and what she's good at, regardless of her gender.
Right, yes.
Like, that's what the movie's about.
But the thing she wants is to fight in war.
Well, it's the thing she's good at, and the thing, and what she wants. She doesn't necessarily want to go to war, but she doesn't want her father to, because he's already been, and he's old, and he's injured, and he will die instantly if he goes to war.
But like, none of her friends die. They even do a fake out where one of them seems like he's dead. Mm-hmm. Is that irresponsible? And this applies to the other Mulan too. I was thinking about it, watching it, because as a live action, I was, it felt more real, but then not real. Like, what kids' movies are about going to war?
I don't know off the top of my head, but no, I think it's only if you're like really glorifying killing people, and I don't think this movie does that.
No, not any more than any other adventure film. Like, she still kills people.
She does.
Like, she sets out, like, when she fights the bad guy, she's out to kill him. Mm-hmm. She's not like she gets on that railing and she cuts the rope with the intent to kill that man, not to capture him. And then when he fires that arrow, she's like, I thought I killed you, and kicks the arrow back. Like, she is out to kill.
Sure.
Not, again, that's sort of all she can do.
She's not happy situation. About it. Like, she doesn't drop like a Schwarzenegger one-liner after doing it and share a laugh with Emperor Jet Li.
What should have her and Jet Li have said when they got the guy with the arrow?
Arrowed. I don't know.
There we go. It's perfect.
Looks like he got the point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That would have worked. That would have worked for Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, it's, I think particularly this, I think the message of like Mulan and her relationship with her family and her dad and what misogynistic sort of ideas about what women can and can't do, I think that really outweighs how the movie deals with war and violence. Because it reminds me of when there's those news stories of like, there are more women prison guards, yay. And it's like, oh, I feel like that's missing the point. They're just like that idea of like, oh, there are more women doing roles that are also just sinister. Sure.
It's just, but it's
I reject that this is a version of that.
No, because it's very clearly on a certain time and what it's centered on. It's just weird to have war in a children's movie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I remember that about the other Mulan. I remember being kind of shocked at the idea of like warfare in a Disney movie. Mm-hmm. Is there other Disney movies where people go to war? That's not like a tragic thing.
I don't know. Not off the top of my head.
I can't think of any.
No.
It just really sets it apart for me, Mulan.
Yeah, it's a very different, type of story. than what Disney normally adapts. But I think that's maybe one of its strengths. I think that's maybe why this movie is a favorite of so many people.
Oh, yeah. Also, I think it's a favorite because it's a lady just kicking ass.
Yeah.
Like, it's the thing where Disney princesses, you know, they've definitely come a long way. Now we have, like, Frozen and stuff where they're making them X-Men.
Yeah.
I guess she's also an X-Men in this.
Yeah, not like Frozen.
Right, but do you think that's a factor in it where they're like, people like superhero movies, so let's give her a superpower as well?
I don't know. There's
like,
because there's just magic in this movie.
There's just magic, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's strange.
Only specifically because they connect Mulan to the magic. It's very that aspect.
I agree.
Of it is odd.
If they just made the villains magical, I'd be like, sure, they're like evil sorcerers.
Sure, there's a witch lady, and you could still do the same thing where she's like, look, they could still have that same connection and do that same story beat where it's like, yeah, I tried to be a good guy, but I was kicked out and expelled from everywhere, and everybody called me a witch and a monster, so fuck them.
Yeah.
Like, they still could have had that connection.
Yeah. At first I thought the idea was a woman who could fight, they just automatically thought was a witch. And then it was like, oh, but she can turn into birds and stuff, so, okay. I guess I'm on their side in calling her a witch. But yeah, they were probably too hard on her right away. Mm-hmm. Like, I think the rule is if you meet a witch, be their friend.
Yeah, no, obviously.
Yeah.
That's the same with anything. Like, if you meet a mummy, try to be its friend.
Yes.
You meet
or
a
like
a werewolf.
Person.
Yeah,
like a person too. But like, it's weird in, it's weird in like the X-Men when someone's like, looks at Wolverine and they're like, you freak. And it's like, dude, don't say that to him.
Right.
He can kill you.
Yeah.
Like, even if you think it, say it somewhere else away from him. Because he has...
Say it into your pillow, man. Don't...
Yeah, he has metal bones and claws. Yeah. Why are you saying that to him? Mm-hmm. Always be a mummy, be friends with a mummy, a witch, vampire. Because the alternative is they'll mummy you. They'll curse you.
You'll get mummied.
Yeah.
And then where will you be?
Uh-huh. What was the plan? She turns into that guy who like tells Jet Li that I'm unclear on this. There was that battle where they like killed everybody but one guy, and he brings a message, but she's actually him, the witch. What was why didn't she just kill Jet Li?
Because she's working for Khan, and he has a specific thing. Like, it's a specific vendetta. He wanted to...
Oh, yeah, he wants to kill him.
Right, he wants to kill him, and in a specific way. Like, the game of that is, he's like, hey, he challenges you to a duel. So it lures the Emperor away from the rest of the city to the new palace that they're building, and then he just kills all of his guards. And then it's just going to burn him in his new palace, because it's like, oh, so you were building this palace to honor your father, so I'm going to burn you to death in it to honor my father, whom you killed.
Right. It's a very, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that checks out. Yeah, I wasn't sure why she didn't do more in disguise as other people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good power.
It's a good power. It's a very useful power.
Yeah.
But it makes sense that she's sort of also like, I don't really care that much. Like, at the end, she turns against the villain.
Yeah, it's clear that, like, she's not super happy with this.
Yeah, they do it.
With this relationship.
It's very efficient. She has one conversation where she's like, they'll never respect you. I'm really, like, join me. We'll show them all where, like, she's clearly more passionate about Mulan's cause than what side she's on. They make that very clear. And then when Mulan's kicking ass, she's like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm joining this lady.
Tears off her shirt. She's got the NWO shirt on beneath it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm turned to a fucking bird.
It's a double cross.
Yeah.
hits Jason Scott Lee with a steel chair.
That would have been great. If someone just had a steel chair all of a sudden.
Well, her dad did have the Stone Cold Steve Austin knee brace.
Yeah, you're right. He did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's solid. Man, it was weird seeing like Jet Li, old ass Jet Li.
Yeah. I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell if they had like dubbed his voice or not.
I don't know.
Because it kind of sounded like him, but also it was like he's doing a voice too, so it was like hard to.
Yeah, I'm always happy to see them, but like,
yeah, I couldn't tell if it was Jet Li or not in some spots.
Yeah. I had trouble when I saw the credits. I was like, wait, and then like went back and checked. Like, yeah, it's fucking Jet Li.
Yeah.
Like it threw me off.
Yeah, it took me a minute to recognize him too. Like in the first scene, I like super didn't recognize him.
How did you think about how this was shot? They filmed a lot of the action. They did the thing where the camera... This is like a new trend in action, which I'm not against, where like he goes up a wall and then like gets to the top of the camera, like flips with them, like when they're doing stuff. It reminded me of Upgrade. Did that a lot.
I don't hate it. Like, I don't hate it as long as it's not anything else. Just don't overuse it.
That's the thing. I don't hate it, but I have a feeling in 5 years I will. And we'll be seeing it all the time in movies because it feels like, I don't know, it's a cool idea, but it's disorienting,
Right. It has to be. You need to be using it to that effect. Like in this, they do it when she flips up in the scaffolding, and I think that is acceptable. And in Upgrade, they do it when his operating system is like, manipulating his body, and that's very much the intent of that.
Yeah,
so I
think it makes way more sense in Upgrade because he is disoriented. Like he doesn't know why he's moving the way. I guess that's what it is. To me, it implies not being in control because we're seeing it from their perspective as the world around them is moving. So it's disorientation. So like, I think it's better if someone like gets punched and falls, and then we follow them like that. Because it's not a power shot. Like, it doesn't feel like they're in control when the shot's on them doing that.
Yeah, I don't know. It can also be motion, but I think it is primarily like it should be more for disorientation.
Yeah, because that's what it's doing.
But beyond that, I thought the movie was really pretty.
Yeah, me too. I really liked the look of the movie. It didn't have that Disney feel where everything's kind of blue and everything looks like, and I'm sure a lot of the setting was CGI. I mean, I guarantee it, but it looked good. And it didn't have that feeling like the others. Like visually, this almost breaks that shitty fucking look of the other Disney films, which I think they all have, even the good ones. Like Jungle Book and Aladdin, I think also have that look. That drives me nuts. This doesn't. Like, it always seems foggy. Everything seems like soft lines. And this felt more, I don't know, like a real movie. I like the font.
Agree. Yeah. It's very colorful, which is nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
I'm sick of like I know we brought it up during like Aladdin. Like most of Aladdin's relatively colorful, but they do like a whole new world in the middle of the night, and you can't see anything.
Everything's the same dark blue color.
Yeah, you just can't fucking. It's like the point of that musical number was like showing all these incredible like the Sphinx and just everything. Gorgeous monuments around the world, like showing her things she's never seen before, and it's just dark as shit. We can't see any of it. This movie doesn't have that. It's all these colors pop, and it's good.
Yeah, did the original movie have more of a romance between her and that guy?
Yeah, in the original movie, that guy is the same character as the commander, and he's much younger. So it's like basically the Donnie. They split the Donnie Yen character into two people. For this movie.
That's better. Yeah, if they what if they just had Johnny Yen have a romantic relationship?
Yeah, that wouldn't have been cool.
Like he was all out.
In the animated version, the commander is much younger. He's like of an age with Mulan.
Yeah, so it was romantic.
Yeah, at the end, instead of the Emperor's men coming, he comes. So like the implication is
like he comes.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Like a geyser.
Yeah.
Just like a fire hose all over Mulan's house.
Just silly string. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he shows up in her village, and the implication is that like they're going to get married or something.
Oh, that's so much worse.
It is, yeah.
What an improvement.
Yeah.
Because I really like that she was just like, you're all right, man. And then they left. And I was like, thank you. They don't like, there's this moment where you think it's going to get romantic. And it's like, you don't know each other. You barely know each other. And then at the end, she's like, see you later, kid. And then it's just like, oh, thank Christ. Mm-hmm. It's like, I'm going to go deal with my family and then become a general. That was great.
Yeah.
Wow, that's an improvement, I think, over the original.
I would agree.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Although I'm sure in the original they sang together, right? And therefore love each other?
No, they did not.
Oh, what the fuck? They didn't even sing together? Mm-mm. That's fucked up.
I mean, I don't think they kiss at the end. It's implied that like a romance is going to start.
Right, and it's implied in this too, but they imply it it's like they imply not a romance. They imply like, yeah, they'll probably go on a couple dates. Like it felt more like casual, less like they're in love, and more like, yeah, they kind of like each other.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that works.
Yeah.
That's cool. You know?
Yeah, no. So I think the other thing we were going to talk about is should you spend $30 to watch this?
Is this worth $30? That's the big question, right? Mm-hmm. What's your answer?
I'm going to say that it depends. Like I watched this with Marina, she loves the original movie.
Sure.
And she was so happy with this movie that at the end scene when she shows back up and like reconciles with her father, and then they show up and give her a sword, she was literally crying.
Yeah.
So
it's a good scene.
Yeah, it's a good scene. It's a good payoff. So I think if you like the original for its story and like what its themes are and what its message is, that you'll enjoy this movie. It's a great looking movie, particularly if you have like, you know, a big screen TV or like 4K or something. It's definitely, I can see why this would have been a little cooler to have actually been able to see in the theater.
Sure.
But if you have like a good setup, and you like the themes and the story of the original movie, then you won't feel shitty about dropping $30 to watch it 3 months early.
Here's what I'll say though. Mm-hmm. There are two of you.
Yes.
So
that's
if you saw it in theaters, you would buy 2 tickets.
It would have cost me the same to take Marina to see this. Yeah.
Yeah. Just in a logistical economic level, I would say, considering that this is going to come out on Disney Plus in December, for the price of just having Disney Plus.
Yeah.
If you're one person and you're not the biggest Mulan fan,
for sure,
it's not worth it.
You can wait. Yeah.
You can wait. You don't even have to watch it necessarily. I think it was a good movie. I'm not a big Mulan fan. So if you have Disney Plus and you're not even a big Mulan fan, it's still worth checking out. It's still good. But for me, it was not $30 good.
For sure.
But again, if I was with like a couple people, then maybe it is, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe it is $30 good. And the fact that I now own it, that's a plus. I'm glad that they did that. Mm-hmm. So I don't have to worry about it ever again.
Yeah, it's just there now.
Yeah. Yeah, if you got a bunch of shitty kids and they want to see it, then fucking you have no choice. You're going to pay the money, and Disney knows that. Yeah,
you were going to spend that kind of money anyway to take them to the theater. At least you don't have to buy ridiculously overpriced concessions when you watch it.
That's true.
Yeah. No, it's It really depends. It's definitely, I mean, it's good. It's it's I had a point and now it's gone.
Better being $30, shitty kids, concessions.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And if you're just like really itching for like a kind of like a blockbuster to watch, you could do worse.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. You could go out into the world and see Unhinged. Or the New Mutants. Like, this is definitely a better choice than like watching the New Mutants in theaters.
Yeah, as much as I would love to do that.
Yes. As much as I'd love to cackle like fucking like Cape Fear, like Robert De Niro and Cape Fear, just laughing in the theater, smoking a cigar,
smoking a huge
watching
cigar.
New Mutants. Can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, we watch Mulan. There's also the Charlie Kaufman films out this weekend, which honestly is the movie I'd much rather see. But this is the more widely talked about of the options this weekend, so it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I got to see this, so I can, tell people whether or not to spend their hard-earned money on it.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, if you're just like me, if you're just like some dude in your messy apartment getting high, you don't need to spend $30 on Mulan. Unless you're like, I don't know, if you're Elon Musk, then you could do it. If like $30 is nothing to you, if that's like popping a quarter in a machine, then sure, you rich bastard.
Yeah, get a few, get several Mulans.
Yeah, buy me a house.
Yeah, you jackass.
Yeah, fuck you.
Build me a house out of Mulan.
Yeah, out of DVDs of Mulan.
Yeah.
Cemented DVDs of Mulan. Yeah.
Oh, man. I think that's a sode, right?
Yeah, I don't have any other thoughts about Mulan. It's Mulan. It's Mulan.
It's Mulan. Yeah, it's Mulan.
Let me tell you guys about our Patreon. It's patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. We have exclusive podcasts there, like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman and Fox a Mulder is a Maniac. You can get those at our most basic tier. There's also tiers where you watch movies with us every Friday night. There's a tier where you have us watch movies that we do episodes that we just watched that are by request. We have all sorts of things. You can produce your own podcast. It's wonderful. Guys.
Indeed.
It's great.
It is. It's great. It's the best thing. We also have a store at tpublic.com/stores/gamefullyunemployed where you can check. We got the t-shirts and masks and mugs and stickers and posters and shit. Check that out.
Yeah.
Do it.
Check it out. You rich bastard.
Yeah, Elon. Buy a t-shirt, you fuck.
Come on, Elon Musk.
Yeah, you
Send
dirtbag.
me a car. Yes. Fucking dirtbag, Elon. Yeah. How did we get to this?
I don't know.
Fucking piece of shit.
You fucking
scumbag.
shithead. You shit
Fuck you,
goose.
Elon Musk.